Evening all.
Hello, everyone.
We're back.
We are.
Finally.
We've had a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Sorry it's taken so long. I guess life has gotten in the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really did for a long while.
But we have a new shitcast for you, finally.
Yes, new episode.
Yes. And if you've been keeping score, we are up to the letter O in the alphabet. O.
Oh.
And this movie is a bit of a surprise for us because we picked it thinking that it was going to be really good for shitcast because we're supposed to be making fun of movies.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out this movie, not so bad.
Not so bad at all.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't... The movie we are talking about is Ouija or Ouija, however you want to pronounce it. Apparently both ways is correct.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
I just don't want to go out tonight.
Are you sure you don't want to come?
I'm good. Go have fun.
You ever feel like even after someone you love has died, there's still a way you can talk to them?
You want to talk to Debbie?
Yeah.
If you can hear us, Debbie, I miss you.
Calm down. It's an old house.
Oh my God.
Just spelled hi, friend. I don't think it's Debbie. Then who the hell is this? Is somebody there? This thing, it's haunting us. So who's next?
When you made contact, you invited something evil into our world.
You must play once more to stop it.
We're not playing anymore! It's not even real.
It's just a game.
Ouija, rated PG-13.
I say Ouija.
I say Ouija.
Yeah. Because,
Anyway.
yeah, I'm a heathen. So this is a film that came out in what year?
This movie was made in 2014, 2 years before the far more popular Ouija Origin of Evil.
Directed by the...
Mike Flanagan.
Yes, the Mike Flanagan.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I actually saw Ouija Origin of Evil first because it was a Mike Flanagan movie and thought it was pretty good, thought it was awesome, actually, and consequently didn't watch Ouija for many years because I heard that by comparison it was not a good movie, but also just as a standalone it wasn't a good movie.
I actually liked it when I first saw it.
Yeah.
So much I bought it.
Yeah.
And although the disc I bought proved to be a bit of a problem when we went to watch it because the disc wouldn't play.
Yeah.
So we had to stream it on Netflix, which is now off Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we got just in time to watch it.
And and I always thought it was a good film, not a great film, but there's a couple of set pieces that really stand out. And the beginning of the film, we have a character that dies, and it was a shocking death.
Yeah, it was. But
it was
shocking
done really
in a good
well.
way. It was surprising and well thought out. This movie was the directorial debut of Styles White, and I kind of feel sorry for Styles White because of the comparisons to Ouija Origin of Evil, because
no matter what you do, you're not going to shape up to Flanagan. Yeah,
it's going to be pretty hard to be compared to a Mike Flanagan film, especially when Mike set Origin of Evil 30, 40 years earlier.
Previous, yeah. It's a prequel.
In the 70s. So the color palette is rich and warm. He's got digitally put in film grain to the movie to make it look older than it actually is. And you don't get that in this movie. By comparison, it is very cold, very modern. And the lighting is not as great. In the beginning of the movie, it actually does get better.
It's a standard, was it PG-13 when it came out?
I think so,
Ouija? Yeah. It's a standard PG-13 horror film that's very glossy to look at, but not very deep. But that's what we thought when we're going into it.
I was expecting not to like this movie at all, but I warmed to it really quickly. It's not a long movie. It's only an hour and a half. And it's kind of well put together.
Very well directed.
Yeah. This is going to make a terrible shitcast.
Sorry, guys. That's why I'm so quiet, because I don't have anything bad to say
Yeah.
about this film.
There are several characters in this movie. We have Lainey, Sarah, Trevor, Pete, Isabel, and Debbie, and they are all friends except Lainey and Sarah, who are sisters.
Mm.
And they, find a Ouija board and play on a Ouija board, and
But they do the big sin of playing by themselves.
yes,
And the rules are, you got to
you can't play by yourself.
You've always got to say goodbye.
Yeah,
And you've always got to, what was the third one?
I can't remember, but like in, I would say in real life, because in real life I've played on a lot of Ouija boards.
I haven't.
You don't leave the circle. I mean, you got to cast a circle, protective circle first, and you can't leave that circle until you've closed it again.
Mm.
And in this movie, they get scared and they
They all
off.
run away, and it's like what she was telling me, like, you got to close the circle. I'm saying, no,
It's
don't.
like they're letting the
Whoa.
spirits out. They're
Yeah.
letting the spirits out, which is exactly what happens. And the spirits kind of find a way to systematically take care of all the people who are playing.
It reminds me a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, very much so.
It's using the person's history and
fear yeah.
against them.
Yeah.
And it's like Nightmare on Elm Street, and also there was another film I thought of it. It was very much like, but it's its own movie. It's not riffing on anything really. It's not. I thought it was very clever how they had the deaths. It was like each one was actually not so much believable, but very well thought out.
Yeah, I mean we're talking about a Ouija board, so
there's not much. It's a game.
Yeah, you have to, suspension of disbelief has to be there a little bit, but
I mean, there's no sound in space, but still we love Star Wars.
There you go. But there's a lot of smart things that happen in this movie that make you like it, even though it's not the best movie ever made or the most well-made movie ever
It's not
made.
Origins of Evil.
Yeah, it's not Origins of Evil. In Flanagan we trust. But there's some excellent cinematography moments, and there are some excellent moments from each of the characters where they do things that make sense, things that you would do in real life. Like Debbie, for example, when they're playing on the Ouija board, she finds a clever way of figuring out that they aren't speaking to whoever it is they're
It's like
trying to
that's
speak
what
to
it
on
was.
the
It was
board.
The Exorcist. It reminded me of
Yeah.
The Exorcist, like how Captain Howdy was befriending Reagan,
Yeah,
but really it wasn't Captain Howdy. It wasn't a friendly
yeah,
demon or spirit.
yeah,
It was actually freaking evil, and that's what this is. It's like it pretends to be, because the first thing it says is "Hi, friend."
Yeah.
Like it spells out on the board with the people, and they're like, "Oh, okay, it's lovely." And then if you like one character will see "Hi, friend" written on a wall, or one character will see "Hi, friend" written in the bathroom mist.
yeah.
It's and it's like by the end of it, you're thinking, "I don't want to be friends."
Yeah, yeah, no. I mean, if you've seen Origin of Evil, you actually know who the spirits are in this movie, because Origin of Evil was a prequel.
And it tells you.
Yeah, and it tells you how the board came to be kind of haunted and how the house came to be haunted. So, yeah, we learn over the course of the movie that there is more than one spirit, and the one that they think is the evil entity is not so evil, and there's another evil entity there.
I actually wonder if they actually had seen, and Flanagan in particular, seen Ghost Watch, because it
Yeah.
reminded me of the character, the ghost in that Pipes,
Yeah,
like very similar type of vibe, really.
yeah,
I mean, it's got nothing to do with Ghost Watch.
yeah.
But
yeah. This is not a found footage movie.
No,
but
but it does. It has that sort of similar
yeah,
feel.
yeah, it does draw from that kind of, that belief that there are spirits around us and people will fall for just about anything if they believe.
Yeah,
of
befriend the
thing.
kids and
Yeah.
the adults will follow.
Yeah.
But the thing is, on this one, it like befriends the kids
Yeah.
just for its own evil purposes.
Yes. But for a movie that's supposed to be the deaths were really quite creative.
Yeah, they had to really, because of the PG-13 rating.
Yeah.
Like they had to make it more elaborate than
Yeah.
gory.
Yeah, but they were gory, but not gratuitously gory.
Yeah.
Obviously because of the rating. But you know, I've watched the entire Final Destination franchise, and you know they try and up the deaths in more elaborate ways in every movie. And I actually thought the deaths in this movie were far more satisfying.
I don't know.
So
The Final Destination was pretty good. The last one,
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
yeah.
But you know, and they had that AC/DC song at the end, "If You Want Blood."
Yes,
That
that's
was
true.
that was very cool.
That's true. I mean, there were some. If you're going to pick about, there are some strange things that people do. Like there is a character who is the grandmother to Sarah
And
Lainey,
Laney, yeah.
and she figures out that they've been playing with a Ouija board, and she, you know, knows a lot about this kind of law.
She's Spanish, I think.
Yeah. So you think when she finds out that not only did they use a Ouija board, but they broke the rules in using a Ouija board, that she'd be more concerned for their safety. She kind of seems pretty relaxed.
She does.
Yeah.
Oh well.
You know, she explains to them what they need to do in order to get out of the conundrum they find themselves in, but it's in a matter of fact kind of, just you have to do this kind of way,
yeah.
not like a, what did you do?
Which that's the kind of reaction she has,
That's
and
what
then
you'd
she just
expect
goes
from your,
like
you know,
she's in
Spanish grandmother.
yeah, she's like in 5th gear, and then she goes back down to 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's a small nitpick, really.
Mm.
And I predicted a couple of the
Oh,
deaths
you did.
as well. Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, one of the guys, can't remember which one, I think the boyfriend,
Yeah.
wasn't the greatest character. I won't
No.
say the actor's bad. I'd just say the character was pretty thinly veiled, but
Yeah.
thinly written. But it really, it's hard to actually find anything negative to say.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
I'll go to my notes as
yeah.
well.
Do we have anything negative to say?
I
I mean, I didn't like again, when you compare it to Origin of Evil, and it doesn't help that I saw that first, actually. You're much better watching Ouija first and then watching the prequel.
much better off.
But the stark difference in the cinematography, the color palette, just the style in general, was so completely different and cold and boring that it did kind of take me out of the movie.
I actually likened it to Elm Street 4 in its look.
Yeah.
And Elm Street 4 isn't cold and boring to me. Anyway, it was very, I thought the colours were fine. It had a bit of a glossy feel,
Yeah.
which is fine. In the digital world, glossy just means more brightness,
Yeah.
which it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why Flanagan
you
did
don't
so well.
necessarily want in a horror movie.
Yeah. Also, I know there was no big fanfare on the first death I was referring to earlier.
Yeah.
And there's no like jump. There's no musical sting. It's just a matter of fact, bang, it
Yeah.
happens, and it does shock you.
Yeah.
Which you know, and the boys always have animosity towards each other.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cliche. When there's a group of several people and there's only 2 guys, one of them is competing for the alpha male status, and it's like, yeah, nah, boring.
Yeah. I mean, I was just looking through my notes, and it doesn't rely on music or stingers, which that is one thing I was just so grateful for, and that's why I think it's a cut above, because it actually doesn't rely on
the
jump scares.
scares that they had were really well thought out,
And
which
effective.
I was not expecting.
And they don't,
Especially after seeing the trailer for this movie. The trailer is terrible.
yeah, they don't signpost it,
No.
which is good. Like, it actually genuinely shocks you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anything else we can say about this movie before we move on to the awards and the trivia?
I would actually say just watch it. Don't go in thinking it's just because it's PG-13 or an M-rated film over here that it's a bad film.
Yep.
It's like Poltergeist was PG.
Yeah. And watch it as a movie double. Watch Ouija, then watch Ouija Origin of Evil, and you'll actually have a great time, I think.
You will.
Who's this movie made for?
Teens.
supernatural horror fans.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
who like The Conjuring
Yeah.
and all those kind of
Yeah.
movies.
People who like supernatural horror in general.
Mm.
You'll like this movie.
You will.
What's your favourite line?
Bin juice.
Same, yeah. A little more bin juice.
Yeah.
It's such a throwaway line, but it's like, that was clever.
Yeah.
What's your worst line? I didn't have one.
I didn't have a worse line.
That's the thing. We were looking very carefully throughout
We-
this
we
entire
talked.
movie for a line
Yeah.
that stood out to be cringe. And
It wasn't.
it wasn't the best script ever, but there wasn't
Good dialogue.
anything that you could pull out and go, oof, that was awful.
Mm,
It was
yeah.
fine.
It was like normal people talking.
Yep. And it's the same with the special effects. The special effects were good.
Mm. It was
No
actually,
notes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very well made.
Yep. What was the worst edit?
The worst edit.
So I've written the same thing, floss to stitches. What's the most over-the-top performance?
Where is that? On
I've
here?
got Trevor having a bit of a freak out and asking, what does this spirit want to do with us? It's kind of, oh, okay, Trev. Just
Yes.
dial it back a little bit there.
Yes. What does the spirit want to do with us?
Yeah, I think
That's the line.
That's the line, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
As I wrote after it.
Like, we are being quite nitpicky here.
Yeah.
We do have some interesting trivia, though. Ouija was is kind of thought to be an ancient thing. It's not. It was patented by Charles Kennard in 1890, just before the turn of the century, as a game. So it's not an ancient spiritual thing at all. It's a game that Hasbro now owns. The founder of the company that manufactured the boards claims, and we don't know if this is true, but he claims that he learned how to pronounce Ouija from asking the board what it wanted to be called.
I don't buy it.
Yeah, I don't buy that either, because apparently both Ouija and Ouija are correct pronunciations depending on how you want to say it.
And it's French.
Yeah, the other explanation, which actually makes more sense to me, is that the word Ouija is a combination of the French and German words for yes and no, because yes and no are the two most prominent things on a Ouija board. So you've got hui, French for yes, and ja, which
It's
is
German for yes.
German for yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ouija.
Yeah. Oh, and also, fun fact, the actress who plays Lainey's younger sister is actually older than her by 2 years in real life.
Mm. And the lead actress was actually in Ready Player One.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she was.
She was Sam.
Yeah.
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 And she's really good. Like
She is. She was very good in this movie.
like just a run of the mill teen.
Mm.
You know, she probably wasn't a teenager when she.
That's the other
did
thing.
this.
Actually, they got pretty good actors for
Mm.
this movie.
They were good. They were very decent. Okay.
So that was probably our quickest shitcast yet.
Probably.
Sorry about it, guys. We'll try and pick an actual shit one next time.
Yeah.
We really thought we were picking something that we were going to hate just based on the entire internet's experience with this movie, but
It's not shit.
maybe it's us.
Maybe
Maybe.
we're in a good mood that day.
Maybe, but I don't think
I
so.
doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah.
I'm never in a good mood.
Because
Just ask this one.
we were so suspicious about our liking of this movie that we watched Origin of Evil again afterwards just to compare it. And it's like, yes, Origin of Evil is a better movie, but the first one,
Still good.
still good.
Mm.
What would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it about an 8.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Actually, no, 7.5.
I'd give it a 7, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 I liked it I bought it, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't buy it if I didn't like it.
Yeah. I could,
Then again, I do have a couple of films I don't like that I've still bought.
that is true. But I could see myself watching this movie again, especially as a movie double.
Yeah, that's really the only way to watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
But unfortunately, that's it for this shitcast.
Mm.
Sorry.
I will talk more next time, I promise.
Yeah. We have quite a few more reviews coming up. We've got a whole backlog of things that we need to get out there because we've taken too much time off. So stay tuned for that. And remember to like and subscribe because we're trying to make a thing here.
Yeah, we want it to be a thing.
Yeah.
We'll
so
do better next time. We'll watch stuff that we hate.
Yeah.
I promise.
We'll come up with funny shit. It'll be good. But on that note,
you all need to stay hydrated
Yes.
because it's been a very thirsty year.
yeah. And remember, leggings are still not pants.
I'm wearing them right now.